out! Get out! Get out!
Mind is a terrible thing to waste. Mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Welcome to Real TV. Thank you for the likes, sharing, and subscribing. If you've seen my original video on Get Out, thank you for the love. Please keep in mind that in that original production, that was my very first film. Sorry about the music, but my opinion does remain the same. Moving right along. Incredible production by Jordan Peele. Now, some may say that Jordan Peele is suspect, that his wife could be a beard, or she may not be. That's for here, not for me to judge, but just to present to you the facts. Jordan Peele is affiliated. In order to create this film, he had to get permission from the Zionists, the elite, the society, the founders of the society. In this production, I want you to keep your eyes glued, your hearts open, your mind open, and most importantly, your ears open to this valuable information. Check out Jordan Peele's
Mind is a terrible thing to waste.
opinion about his own
She take
production.
care of that for you. How? Hypnosis.
Thank you for tuning in.
This movie feels relevant, very relevant. It kind of feels like a metaphor for like the undercover agenda for maybe like a Trump voter or something like that.
It is very relevant, and I wrote this movie when we were in this period where Obama was president. We were in this post-racial lie, right? We weren't supposed to talk about race. People would get mad at you for bringing it up, like it doesn't exist, like we're past it. So this movie was about bringing that to the surface and saying no. Now it's even more relevant. It's first of all, you can't escape the reality right now. No one can escape the conversation about race because it's happening, and it's a monster. But it's the way the world has developed in the last couple of years is very, very frightening, and the timing is weird.
Nice. What was the conscious decision behind like using like Childish Gambino, to kick off, the red bone, kick off the movie?
Well, first of all, I love, the, stay woke. That's what this movie's about. I wanted to make sure that this movie satisfied the black horror movie audience need for characters to be smart and do things that intelligent, observant people would do. So I wanted to make sure we had that our lead, Chris, played by Daniel Kaluuya, was a guy that we believed in and believed he would make the right decisions, believed that he is woke, and then obviously when I'm a huge Childish Gambino fan, huge fan of Donald's. I had him in to see the movie. I put the song in there and I was like looking at him like. And
good reaction.
And he loved it, and I was just very, very honored by his reaction. And it's a perfect. It's a little haunting too, and a little bit of a throwback as well, like this film is. So it's a perfect mesh.
Is this movie a comedy?
I don't think of it as a comedy. I think it has a satire to it. I took it very seriously as a thriller. You know, I'm trying to scare people. There are a lot of laughs in it, and there
Uneasy laughs.
Yeah, and then there's also laughs of relief, but there's no jokes in it. The character Rod, played by Little Rel Howery, comes. He totally steals the movie. A lot of people say I agree. Even though every performance is good, but he brings the element of levity that the audience really needs. But more importantly, he's a realistic character. He's saying the things that we're yelling at the screen. So I think that the humor comes from kind of a relief that, oh my God, this movie is it's like the anti-horror movie in a way.
Stay woke. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're on a hot streak for like just most unbelievable movies that get passed through Hollywood. You know, you had Keanu and now you got Get Out. You know, like you said yesterday, you can't believe they let you make this movie. How did it? How, you know, who believed in it?
I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller, okay, who was one of the Rockefeller family, and he, when I was running for governor in Nevada, he came to me, introduced himself to me through an attorney, and we became friends. We started talking about things, and I learned an awful lot from Mr. Rockefeller. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the ultimate plan of the banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish. And the goals of the banking industry, not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks, and they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. You know, central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there you have two major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do.
Everything. Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people. And you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
Mind is a terrible thing to waste. Is a terrible thing to waste. Is a terrible thing to waste.
All right, this next story may sound like something out of, well, a Hollywood thriller. A Saudi inventor has created a killer microchip. It's designed to track terrorists and criminals and, well, you can think of somebody. Not only does it include a GPS device, it also has a lethal dose of cyanide, which can be activated at any time. You get my point?
Okay, guys. As we progress along in the film, I'm breaking it down to you in small pieces before we get to the bulk of the meaning of the movie, the hidden messages in the movie. The thing about it is, everyone will not get this information. This is not for everybody. This is not for the entire world, because the entire world doesn't care, and the entire world is not going to get this information. This is only for the 1/3. The word says only a remnant will be saved. Only a remnant will be saved. I'm not here to save anyone. I'm not your preacher. I'm not your pastor. I'm not a bishop. I'm just here bringing the truth to you as I get it. Thank you again for joining Real TV. If you know the truth, then you got to say the truth, or the blood is on your hands. So with this information, I pass this baton to you to share it with someone else. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Silence is betrayal. Also, if you don't even believe in chemtrails, there's no need to watch the remainder of this film. If you really think that when you look into the sky and that clouds are made of X's and that planes don't gas clouds out of thin air, then this channel is not for you. If you want entertainment, then you should go to another channel. This channel is not for you. Again, as we move right along into the rest of this production, I want you to look close at the information that's brought to you. I want you to keep your mind open, your eyes glued, and your ears open. Also, I'm going to break down the original script that was written by Jordan Peele in 2014 when he originally wrote this film while Obama was in presidency. So there's a lot of information that we must cover and some things that I must point out that you may have missed. I hope that you enjoy the rest of this production. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your ears.
I am putting my career, my life, my public well-standing at risk when I talk to y'all like this. This is a moment in the matrix, bro. The violence is back.
Is a terrible thing to waste.
I can sit here. The violence is back. Even at the risk of my own life. Even at the risk of my own success. My own career. I've been sent here to give y'all the truth. JC, call me, bro. You still ain't called me.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
This nigga crazier than the shit I got on my head.
And radio, and Doc, and 92.3, and everybody. I'ma keep it real with you.
That nigga crazy. I can't believe he's still talking.
I was hurt. I went down 7 years on behalf of your, hey nigga, don't fuck.
He picked the wrong night to vent like that. Them Sacramento niggas ain't feeling that shit.
Mind is a terrible thing to waste.
As As I look up at the sky, my mind starts tripping, a tear drops my eye. My body temperature falls, I'm shaking.
Get out.
And they breaking, trying to save the dough. Pumping on my chest and I'm screaming. I stop breathing, damn, I see demons. Dear God, I wonder, can you save me?
Bring your lifestyle to me, I make it better.
And how long will I live?
Eternal life and forever.
Or will I be the G that I was?
I make your life better than you can imagine or even dreamed of. So relax yourself, let me take control. Close your eyes, my soul.
My eyes are closed.
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. Lisa came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
I want to talk about like the Kanye West breakdown thing, is like MK Ultra breaking down, and like how he was waking up and they try to like fucking put his ass back to sleep. You know, because you guys think like celebrities are like, oh, I want to be fucking rich and famous, but like, do you have no idea that when you sign up for that shit, you're more of a slave than normal people? Because normal people can still do shit. They're, you know, the only boss you have is like your boss at work, but like celebrities, like they have an illusion like they're all free and stuff, have all this money, but like literally they can't do shit. That's why they have like star whackers, because when you get out of line, like they'll whack your ass, you know, because like they're providing you so much money and fame and all this shit that you're literally, you gotta do what they tell you to do. And if you step out of line like Kanye West, like how he was like, you know, supporting Donald Trump because his like,
I may not have said it on your show, but in a subsequent speech I did say, what MK Ultra mind control does is train people never to blame the guilty. Instead, to point the finger downward at the helpless and never upward at the guilty. But, you know, and people in America are just under that kind of mind control, and it originates from Congress and from our government. You know, they don't want to get caught as they're pocketing all the people's dough. And this is just more of it. I mean, these people, what gets me about the rule by psychopaths is that they're not ever satisfied. I mean, that they humiliate the people, take away their rights, take away, like the heroes that we sent to Iraq, come home and their moms have lost their homes. It's just a gluttonous orgy of greed, death, evil.
Y'all, MK Ultra is alive and well. Alive and well. Look at the ladies behind B with the hand gestures, laughing away. Y'all remember the elevator scene, right? Well, that's gonna be for a whole nother show. We gotta take it back to the runaway clip with Kanye. This was symbology. This was real. Life is in the power of the tongue. Stay tuned. We got more information soon.
In this room, you shall explore the noble art of divination. In this room, you shall discover if you possess the sight. Hello, I am Professor Trelawney. Together we shall cast ourselves into the future. This term we shall be focusing on tessomancy, which is the art of reading tea leaves. So please take the cup of the person sitting opposite you. What do you see? The truth lies buried like a sentence deep within a book, waiting to be read. But first, you must broaden your minds. First, you must look beyond.
What a load of rubbish.
Where did you come from?
Me? Been here all this time.
You, boy? Is your grandmother quite well?
I think so.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. Give me the cup. Oh, pity. Broaden your minds. Oh, your aura is pulsing, dear. Are you in the beyond? I think you are.
Sure.
Look at the cup. Tell me what you see.
Oh, yeah, well, Harry's got sort of a wonky cross. That's trials and suffering. And, that there could be the sun, and that's happiness. So, you're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it.
Give me the cup. Oh! Ah! Oh, my dear boy. My dear. You have the grin.
The grin? What's the grin? Not the grin, you idiot. The grim. Taking form of a giant spectral dog. It's among the darkest omens in our world. It's an omen of death.
Okay, so the moment we've been waiting for. What is the meaning of Get Out? What are the hidden messages of this movie? Well, the first thing that we must consider is not only is this a racial film, but we have to go deeper into why there was a racial film. And what does it mean? Well, did you know that the price of melanin is about $350 per gram? You got to know that. The first, we're going to talk about Andre, or AKA Logan. In the original script, keep in mind that Logan is from Brooklyn. Logan is passive aggressive. There's no way that a black man in a suburban neighborhood from Brooklyn, New York is going to be as passive and as timid as he is in this movie. You got to keep that in mind. Why is it that this man, is alone, by himself, looks over his shoulder, and there is one person in this film, not two, not a group of guys, not three guys, not five guys, but there's one guy who comes and strangles him. One guy who strangles him and throws him in the back of the trunk. You want to know why? Because this is the loophole. In the original 2014 screenwrite by Jordan Peele, Andre banged on a window. And when he banged on a window, he saw someone who had a silver mask with slanted snake eyes, a medieval mask on. That's why. The film was changed. And the pictures that you see here from Chris's photos, he takes photos of the hood. There's so many signs that we missed. And in this first excerpt of the film, he cut himself. He cut himself. You may think, well, it's just a cut. Well, have you ever had burned bacon or burned toast in a day, and one thing leads off from the rest of the day? It's like the rest of your day is bad because of that one thing. Or like if you found $5 on the ground and the rest of your day is a good day because you found that $5, so you're looking forward to good news. His day starts off with negativity. But let's look at Rose. In the beginning of this film, she's looking for pastries, but the deviousness and the heinous look on her face says a lot. It's more than a pastry puff. It's more than a Pop-Tart. It's more than a cream-filled donut, okay? The part that you missed is that 2808 is on the door. Of course, this movie was out on February 28th, the last month of February. But she knocks on the door, not with her hand, but she knocks with her head. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. She literally knocks on the door with her head. She attempts to knock on the door with her hands, but she stops and does it with her head. Why? This second clue is that you should beware of dogs. Beware of dogs. His dog is named Sid. Rewind it backwards. This dog. Sid the dog. This the dog. This woman, Rose, is a dog. She's part of my language, but she goes around in this film whoring after guys, whoring after women, all for the melanin. But why? We're going to get deep into it shortly. We're going to get deep into it. See, the original script was changed to this modern day society so that we can fit into this modern day time of understanding. And of course, we all need more friends like Rod. Now, if you had a friend that worked for TSA that gave you inside information, why wouldn't you listen to that? The scripture says, time and time I will send you prophet after prophet, but ye will not hearken. There's going to be times where the Most High is going to send somebody to give us the truth, to give us that word. But we're going to be so blind. We're going to be in such a delusion. Keep in mind that this deer was flown in the air. It didn't go across the road. It was flown. Look at that. It is flown across the dashboard of the car. We fight not against flesh and blood, but powers and principalities of the air. Keep in mind that the car is red. The SUV is red. A sign of danger. A sign of power. And why is it that, or is it maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm looking into it wrong, but Chris has on the similar outfit as Michael Jackson and Billie Jean, where Mike wore the blue shirt and white tee? But the first introduction of the family, they're meeting the family in the shadows of the doorway. They're wearing all black. I mean, that's a noticeable sign. But we're not going to go into the itsy bitsy parts of the film. The dad, he's someone that is passive aggressive, racist, if you will. In their entire home, they have pictures of Masonic members or secret society members of their family and dead animals is more than Jesse Owens. It's more than the race. It's the fact that the price of melanin is over $350 per pound. Higher than silver, higher than gold. Higher than silver and higher than gold. There's a deer on the cover of this movie and throughout the house and through other portions of the movie. You have to keep in mind that in the scripture, Esau hated Jacob. We're going to get more into that soon. But the thing about it is that Chris was being shown his destiny in this portion of the film. He was shown before him a black gazebo where they would be holding the ritualistic bingo black market organ function. And he has no idea what's going on. The same thing is in the movies. They'll put things in the movies right before you to let you know what's going to happen, but you're so nonchalant into understanding what's really going on that you don't even know what's going on. His first hypnotism was at this scene here at the table. When she first, not just the tea, but she first brought up his mother. Is your mom around? Where's your mother? This was all orchestrated. And of course, you know, Georgina had a snapshot of reality when they started talking about race, when they started talking about the past. Keep in mind, have you noticed that Georgina has on a wig? We're going to get back to that shortly. See, in the car scene, she had on some type of stocking cap. See, Georgina has on a wig covering her scar. Walter has on a hat covering his scar. Logan has on a hat covering his scar. I don't know if you noticed that. This scene was more than some flimsy words of, oh, you should go take a nap. This table scene was more than about fighting and genetics. It was more than Jeremy's version of taunting Chris and telling stories. But the craziest story was that he was leading to Chris about Rose's past, about how she had a boyfriend similar to him. They went for a kiss and his nose started to bleed. Her hand signals at this table is reminiscent of a society's. And did you notice that Georgina's in the kitchen, and when the mom comes out, that Georgina is gone? Maybe it was something in the cake that made him go to sleep. Then again, they were all drinking wine. But there was a scene where he was on his laptop, and he was doing who knows what, searching Facebook or Snapchat or what have you. He had the opportunity to search and to research what his friend Rod was telling him. In this room full of posters, this girl is in her 20s and her room is still set up like a child with posters of boy bands. He wakes up in the middle of the night and hears a buzzing noise. It's more than a fly. Maybe it's a drone. Maybe it could be the REM sleeping cycle. But he wakes up to see the mom is in complete darkness. And she turns on the light from complete darkness in her black and white ritualistic and then the premise goes on to where he's drifting from a box, not the vision of his two eyes, but the screen is of a box, as if it's that TV box that he was. You catch my drift. It's more than what you think it is. We're going to talk a little more about the original script. We tend to get visions of light from the instruments that the Most High sent. So you don't give credit to the piano. You give credit to the piano player. I'm just a piano. But just think, how many instruments have come your way to give you this news? See, this meeting was of the most elite. Maybe the Bilderbergs, the United Nations, the Masonic societies, the Bohemian Grove, the Collateral Commission, etc. He was invited to his own party, and his girlfriend was wearing red and white for the first time. Not just any red and white, but stripes. Where's Waldo? This was a sign that his girlfriend could nowhere be found. She's not a part of him. She's showing her affiliation. She's showing her affiliation. See, he is the party. She guides him there. And takes him to the lake where the bidding is going on. And while they're at this lake, they're talking while he's missing the party. But the entire concept that we missed is that Logan said, when he was talking about his body, was that his body was his home was his sanctuary. The word says that Jacob dwelled in tents. Chris is Jacob. Logan is Jacob. Rod is Jacob. Esau is the bidder. Esau are the bingo players. Melanin is over 350 grams on the dollar. That's what this is all about. Did you know that in 2015, there was 1.5 million black men that went missing? Did you know that? In Charleston, South Carolina. North Charleston, South Carolina. You probably don't know, and you probably didn't research. And some of you probably don't care. But like I said in the beginning, this is not for everyone. This is not for the entire world. This is only for 1/3. Only 1/3 is going to get it. They've done this so many times that they already know the outcome. Jeremy knows the outcome. The mother knows the outcome. The father knows the outcome. Rose knows the outcome. The bidders know the outcome. It was a silent bingo auction because this circle is kept in secret. They were at the lake. She kept them at the lake all night long while they were having this bidding. While he was so focused on love, and she used reverse psychology into him saying that I will never leave you like I left my mom. And he calls up Rod. And he still doesn't get it. He still doesn't leave on the drop of a dime. Because he's not only hypnotized by the quote-unquote tea, but he's hypnotized by the women he shouldn't even be with. And did you also notice that in the little red book in the closet that he found, that in this book, the very first pictures was not just pictures of black people. It wasn't just pictures that he saw of himself, of course. It wasn't pictures, or that one picture of Georgina, but it was pictures of other Caucasian people. Did you notice that? Or did that slip by you? We gotta wake up, people. We gotta wake up. Of course, this movie has spiritual value, but the reason is why? Why, and what does it mean? Esau and Jacob. The deer's everywhere. Esau loved venison. Venison is another word for deer. Well, why is the TV there? Because the TV in this modern day time and in this movie is the same thing as mind control. It's a portion, it is the mind control. It is what it is. Esau loved venison. Esau loved venison. There's a popular film also on the show Black Mirror where they talk about consciousness. And in this excerpt, there's a woman who freely gives her conscious away in this laboratory. She volunteers, and after the surgery of putting her to sleep and taking her pineal gland away from the middle of her brain with surgical tools, they remove her consciousness and they place it inside of this egg. And once it's removed, there's a point of no return. She's controlled indefinitely. So much to the point where she regrets every single thing that she's done. She can see, she can hear, but she can't move. She's in a sunken place. Highly recommend this film. It's called White Christmas from the Netflix channel Black Mirror. So if you get this opportunity, it definitely relates to the movie Get Out. On a scale from 1 to 10, I'll give it a 10.5. Moving right along. What we must keep in mind, folks, is that the person that's at the top is the one that's never seen. The person that has this thing orchestrated is the one that the people will never see, the one we will never notice. Now, of course, in the beginning of this film, there's excerpts of Warren Buffett and there's excerpts of Kanye West. Is it possible that Kanye could have lost his mind? Yes. Did he lose his brain? I have to say no. Because the Most High only allows certain things to happen. And to have someone live in that state where half of their brain is gone, I can't really give that an 100% on that. So that's just my personal take. But I also want you to keep in mind that, again, the shirt that Chris is wearing, the outfit that he's wearing is similar to Michael Jackson's video, Billie Jean Is Not My Lover. Like, he's so infatuated with Rose that it's almost like he is in love with her, but yet alone he's not really into her once he knows what's really going on. Now, I'm not one to do a racial divide, for it says love thy neighbor. But in this time that we're living in, and of course in the times that they lived in the 80s and the 60s and the 20s and the 30s and the 1400s, we must love our race in this time of trouble. So I do love black people. But have you noticed in the beginning of the film that there's this guy with the mask? Did you know that? And that there's a bullet hole in the cover. Well, that goes back to the original script. In the original script, that guy that was in a Porsche that came and grabbed Andre, he was a part of the society. He was a Knights Templar, if you will. He was someone that was a Freemason. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. That's why there's a mask on the front. It's not because they're doing some Black Panther movie that's coming out. No, that's not what that means.
Mind is
That's
a
not what that
terrible
is
thing
about.
to waste.
It's because this society is orchestrated. And they plant their clues. It's like when the mom first showed herself, she wore black and white to give homage to the black and white Prince Hall society. That's like when Rose finally put Chris to sleep, if you will. She paid homage to the society by wearing black and white. She had her hair in a ponytail. She had on a white top with black pants. And she was eating a bowl of cereal. I think it was Fruit Loops. So she was drinking the milk and she was eating the cereal, which was completely odd. She didn't have a spoon, but that symbology was saying that she didn't want the colors mixed with the white. That's all that meant. So the cover of the movie Get Out, the mask that is on the front of the cover is showing you who is behind this orchestration of kidnapping black people, kidnapping the Moors, or kidnapping the Hebrews, if you will, the Jews, the real Jews. That's what this is about. Jordan Peele is showing you. He's giving you a glimpse. He's giving you one of the minute clues that you have to take in research. That Esau is the one behind this. That the one that loved venison, that cunning hunter that the scripture talks about. That's what this is about. When this movie was filmed, or when this movie dropped in February, it was a sign to us to get out of America in Black History Month. A slap in the face. That's all it was. Esau is telling Jacob to get out of America. If you don't know the story, then read it. Know it. And know that we are still in bondage. We are still in bondage. If slavery ended in 1865 under Abraham Lincoln, under the Emancipation Proclamation, right? In 1865. And if you minus 2017 minus 1865, just do the research. Just do the research. We are still in bondage. Says we should be slave and afflicted for 400 years. And why? Who is Jacob? Who is Esau? They're brothers. They were twins. One came out red and the other was normal. They gave a description of Esau. Why? Because Jacob was normal. They didn't give a description of Jacob because Jacob was normal. A description was given about Esau. How he loved venison. How he was a cunning hunter. They show it all in this film, guys. That's what this is all about. But the bullet hole that was in the beginning of the film, that is on the front of the movie cover, it is because Esau originally killed Chris and Andre in the beginning. That's why. In the original script, Chris wasn't killed, but Andre was killed with the silencer. Sometimes the people that you think are close to you and that love you and the ones that you can tell things to are not the ones you shouldn't be talking to. And maybe Ye did lose his mind, but I'm certain that we could pray for him. You can't trust everybody because her mom is still going to talk to her and ask her what's going on. Caitlyn Jenner is still going to talk to her and ask her what's going on. Why is it that everybody that's been with the Kardashians has left? Even the dad. The dad is now a mom now.
This is entitled Footnotes for Kanye. You look hungry. Like that girl don't make you no fried chicken or macaroni and cheese. Like she don't fill you on the inside. Like you haven't had a home-cooked meal since your mama died. You look like you lost the psalm in your own song. Like you want to talk to God, but you're afraid because y'all ain't spoke in so long. Do you tell your daughter about me? How we were bittersweet, to never mess with entertainers because they always leave. That he'll get on and he'll leave your ass for a white girl. And he'll give her your style, your language, your waist, damn near try to give her your face. And somewhere in his post-traumatic twisted fantasy, he'll make it all okay. But what's the worth in loving a man who's lost his smile anyway? When Kim fucks up the lyrics to the college dropout like them white folks used to fuck up your name, do you pretend... Y'all don't even have to say anything. Let's just do this real quick, okay? When Kim fucks up the lyrics to the college dropout like them white folks used to fuck up your name, do you pretend not to notice? Do you regret the Marilyn Monroe and your decision and wish you could have taken Billie Holiday as your bride? Do you ever want to run back to your wedding day and have it all over on the South Side? Do you wake up in the middle of the night and just think that she wasn't the right girl? Like you should have found one of them I like art type girls. Can you hear all the black kids calling your name, wondering why the boy who rapped about his mama getting arrested for the sit-ins didn't sit in? Why he traded in his Nat Turner for Ralph Lauren? Do you know how many kids at the protest had your sneakers on? None of them. Do you know how many of your songs were played at the protests? All of them. Could you hear all of the lights, the flashing lights, the new slaves, the runaways on their road to redemption, waiting for Malcolm West to have the whole world at attention? Nigga, they got you quiet. Like, how come only at award shows he riots? Maybe Jesus was all talk. Jesus never needed Adidas to walk. Maybe Jesus was all talk. Jesus never needed Adidas to walk. Why is he outlining sneakers when the South Side is outlined in chalk? Can someone go and find the man who could make a diamond with his own bare hands? We are looking for you because these kids still want to be just like you. They want to rap and make soul beats just like you, even though you just not you. Even though you traded in your spaceship to buy back your 40 acres and a mule. Even though you traded in your spaceship to buy back your 40 acres and a mule. Purchased the plantation and master's daughters too. Nigga, why you got these white folks claiming you? Like they built you, like they made you, like they polished you, like they ready them a good nigga for the picking, like they got you for sale. Oh, how they love Kanye. Let's put them all in front of the store. Like you there, black boy. You forgot you black boy. They got you lost in this world. You getting blackmailed for that white girl. You don't see how your lies is affecting me. You don't see how our lives are supposed to be. And I never let a nigga get that close to me. And you ain't cracked up to what you were supposed to be. I guess it's bittersweet poetry. This is entitled Footnotes for Kanye. You look hungry. Like that girl don't make you no fried chicken or macaroni and cheese. Like she don't fill you on the inside. Like you haven't had a home-cooked meal since your mama died. You look like you lost the psalm in your own song. Like you want to talk to God, but you're afraid because y'all ain't spoken so long. Do you tell your daughter about me? How we were bittersweet, to never mess with entertainers because they always leave. That he'll get on and he'll leave your ass for a white girl. And he'll give her your style, your language, your waist, damn near try to give her your face. And somewhere in his post-traumatic twisted fantasy, he'll make it all okay. But what's the worth in loving a man who's lost his smile anyway? When Kim fucks up the lyrics to the college dropout like them white folks used to fuck up your name, do you pretend... Y'all don't even have to say anything. Let's just do this real quick, okay? When Kim fucks up the lyrics to the college dropout like them white folks used to fuck up your name, do you pretend not to notice? Do you regret the Marilyn Monroe and your decision and wish you could have taken Billie Holiday as your bride? Do you ever want to run back to your wedding day and have it all over on the South Side? Do you wake up in the middle of the night and just think that she wasn't the right girl? Like you should have found one of them I like art type girls. Can you hear all the black kids calling your name, wondering why the boy who rapped about his mama getting arrested for the sit-ins didn't sit in? Why he traded in his Nat Turner for Ralph Lauren? Do you know how many kids at the protest had your sneakers on? None of them. Do you know how many of your songs were played at the protest? All of them. Could you hear all of the lights, the flashing lights, the new slaves, the runaways on their road to redemption, waiting for Malcolm West to have the whole world at attention? Nigga, they got you quiet. Like, how come only at award shows he riots? Maybe Jesus was all talk. Jesus never needed Adidas to walk. Maybe Jesus was all talk. Jesus never needed Adidas to walk. Why is he outlined in sneakers when the South Side is outlined in chalk? Can someone go and find the man who could make a diamond with his own bare hands? We are looking for you because these kids still want to be just like you. They want to rap and make soul beats just like you. Even though you just not you. Even though you traded in your spaceship to buy back your 40 acres and a mule. Even though you traded in your spaceship to buy back your 40 acres and a mule. Purchased the plantation and master's daughters too. Nigga, why you got these white folks claiming you? Like they built you. Like they made you. Like they polished you. Like they ready them a good nigga for the picking. Like they got you for sale. Oh, how they love Kanye. Let's put them all in front of the store. Like you there, black boy. You forgot you black boy. They got you lost in this world. You getting blackmailed for that white girl. You don't see how your lies is affecting me. You don't see how our lives are supposed to be. And I never let a nigga get that close to me. And you ain't cracked up to what you were supposed to be. I guess it's bittersweet poetry.